It's such a treat to have this level from 3 high-profile creators, Sapunj, Defi, and Audiovisual. Next up, we have Galatikus by denberZ. Holy moly. Action-packed from the very beginning. This has so much going on immediately. From the beginning, we're transitioning out of this sector. The screen is warping, things are exploding, and the cube is building up into this pad, hitting the black orb, and just getting into a ship and flying through this portal, which changes its perspective. That is so insane. Lots of camera work, very visually impressive. No idea how this plays, but I haven't checked yet. Awesome transitions with the cube getting bigger, using the camera to its advantage. So much to comment on here. We have a mixed reality kind of style with some recognizable GD blocks in amongst some realistic art styles. We have other ships coming down. I'm never a fan of text controls where it says like hold, you know. I just prefer it to be like visually convincing. But yeah, this is ridiculous. We're going up and down and we're going behind screens into buildings. The background is amazing. Look at this transition. You see the block in the background, just really small. We shift into it. That is so fascinating. And then we go through and finish off with the spider for that preview. 128 sound effects in this level. Okay, first impressions in practice mode. Galatikus, let's take a look. Nice particles. I love the imagery with the blocks breaking and the worm, I think, breaking things. Gameplay is good so far. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. This is going to be a lot. This is going to be probably the most intense Space Gauntlet level. There's stuff flying around everywhere. Lots of camera shake. Lots of shaders. Almost missed that dash orb because it just jumped up in front of me. Spam. Oh, gosh. Okay. More text-driven inputs, but hey, it's fine. Such insane shader use here with an insane particle over the top of the screen. But yeah, that transition is fantastic. I love the electric details in this, the exploding details. There's just so much going on. This is probably the least sight-readable level I've had so far. I wonder if that was a factor, whether Rob likes the gameplay aspect of these levels or the insanity of them. Because wow, this level has so much to offer straight away. Please prepare for a friendly takeover, it says. I can barely even process what's happening on screen. We have such insane glitching visuals in the background. I love the fire. We have to spam at times to advance the level. This is ridiculous. It's all breaking apart and forming something new. That portal transition is fantastic. It's so colorful. And we just have insane details just with like the blam in text. And everything is just exploding, and I can barely even piece this together, to be honest. I think it does well to mix the glowy aspects of the design in with the art style that it's going for. It's ridiculous how well the rocks actually pair with this glow style. Have I just been swallowed? What just happened? I'm supposed to hold here. Okay. Insane gameplay choices, I do have to say. Like a light up. Okay, I have to tap on this, like, little bar here. I mean, it's hard to follow, but once you get in the swing of things and you understand what's going for with the gameplay, with the interactive elements, with the cutscenes, absolutely wild. Unlike anything I've really played before, lots of text in the background or just integrated into the level blew my mind, to be honest. This level is insanely unique. It uses its gimmicks very well, and it's paired with high velocity and intense gameplay to start off with, which really makes it fit in. There's a lot of explosions and transitions that are made up of blocks just exploding and going into the background, which is really cool. I think it's nice that this is getting explored in the Space Gauntlet. I think it gives something completely different that the other more spacious and vibed out levels can't really accomplish. I think this does a great job at just transitioning between many different aspects of space. It goes with the high velocity style of just packing so much in and making you travel a lot of distance, which is something that you would commonly associate space with, but in a completely different manner. A lot of the other levels in this gauntlet are very slow paced, but this one goes all in, and that might not be to some people's tastes. I personally like to process a lot of what's on the screen and appreciate the designs more than what I'm seeing, but this is going with more of a abrasive art style. Yeah, this is just super impressive. I love how you've used the red in this level to indicate a lot of danger. There's good color symbolism all around. We have lots of saturated colors in the level. I'm trying to remember what I have to do here, so I might just break up my commentary for a second. This is just the transition. Look how much is moving and exploding and transitioning. The particle usage is absolutely fantastic. Oh, come on. I was one click away from climbing up. Yeah, like, there's a lot that's gonna change your understanding of GD and how mechanics can work in the game. Like, transitions like that, fantastic. They work into any level. But actual gameplay mechanics that you might not be familiar with are gonna appear jarring to a lot of people, especially with the camera controls and everything. Like, this actually plays pretty well after a practice run, I do have to say. I was not expecting this to be so smooth overall. Wow, I am out of breath talking about this level. I think what people are gonna have to understand when we're discussing GD levels and like design quality and like artistic choices, I think we're gonna see a shift soon where you're just gonna have to understand that levels are gonna be more suited to people's tastes more and more with how people are changing how they use 2.2 features, because you're gonna have people that just prefer levels that stick to the linear aspects of GD versus people that prefer levels that shake up the entire game like this one. Like, you've got to appreciate the fact that this is going to completely change how a lot of people view levels like these with cutscenes and stuff. It's insane, right? It's very impressive, but you're always gonna have people that in level discussions are going to bring up the more classic levels because they just naturally enjoy them more, and that's down to people's tastes. And I think that's just going to be something that we're going to see as a shift in the community when it comes to how we judge levels and view them and stuff. But yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm a big fan of how this actually works out. The fact that we get swallowed here and we have to hold, then you have this section where you click. It's a very different gameplay experience. I like it because it gives you something different to enjoy in the game, but there are going to be people that no matter what you say about this level or how you try and justify how good this level is, they're just not going to understand because maybe they started playing GD because of the linear cube jumps over squares and spikes and everything. It depends how you view art. See, I think good art is fun when it starts conversations like these where we get to discuss whether these levels are how GD may be approached in the future with cinematic masterpieces like this, and you get people that are super invested in them. I love traditional effect levels, but I can also appreciate the art direction and how much of a story this pieces together and how well it actually manages to come across with the gameplay. I think it's cool. I could never build something like this, so I'm always going to appreciate it. I love the perspective shift on that cube going into the background, by the way. This wave part is really stressful, so I gotta lock in. Hold on. Let's see if I can actually do this time. I'm getting swallowed. I have to hold here. Okay. I get scared with these kind of gimmicks. I'm assuming that this level's done it well because it's very highly rated. But I get scared that I'm going to hold too early or that, like, the level won't be built to what I'm expecting the mechanic to work like, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure if you've played a custom level, you'll know what I mean. But let's not choke the ending here. Let's go. We did it. Okay. That level was so action-packed. My goodness. Galatikus by denberZ. What a cool level. I'm glad this plays.